Hi everybody, we're Dragon Biscuits.
And today we're actually going to be testing Gordon Ramsay's methodology of cooking scrambled eggs.
So supposedly, if you know how to cook a scrambled egg properly, then you know that they are a good cook.
Yeah, but we're gonna see because Gordon Ramsay's process is a little bit complicated. So we just want to see really if the average person is able to do this. And we're kind of skeptical at this point. So like here you can see we've kind of got all of our ingredients together, and so we're just going to go to the video now and see what the first step is to making his scrambled eggs. I have our ingredients.
Breakfast. Never get a chance to eat it Monday to Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, however, is the time when everyone should have a proper breakfast. My perfect breakfast: scrambled egg, sautéed mushrooms and tomatoes. The most important thing about any scrambled egg is stopping it from overcooking. To serve with a scrambled egg, flat cap mushrooms. Just keep them whole and put them in the pan. Lots of olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper.
First thing that Gordon does is he adds oil to the pan. Okay, so we just added our oil, and so he really has some really fresh looking mushrooms, but as average people, we didn't have mushrooms in our fridge. And a lot of times we do, but sometimes you don't. That's just something that happens with normal people. And so what we have, instead of fresh mushrooms, is we have organic sliced mushrooms from Costco. And we're gonna use those instead of the entire bell of mushrooms. So that's what we're gonna do there.
Tomatoes. Best way of roasting these is actually keeping them on the vine. In the pan with the mushrooms. Right. Just let those mushrooms and tomatoes sit there in the pan on a low heat and they'll cook themselves.
Okay, and he also has something that we found interesting. He has the tomatoes, or tomatoes as he likes to say, on the vine. And Ethan is holding
So we did manage to find some fresh tomatoes. We have a garden outside, and we did pick some fresh tomatoes that we can use, but not quite on the vine.
On the vine. So this is what we found. We found one on the vine, and we're gonna keep that one on the vine. So Ethan's just putting in the mushrooms one at a time. It's pretty sad. I'm pretty sure that Gordon would be pretty upset for using canned mushrooms.
But hey, you know, we're average people. We're not Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, so while those are sauteing, let's go to their next step.
Nothing worse than going into a restaurant, having scrambled egg on toast and having soggy toast. This here is a sourdough bread. And the reason why we're going to use it for scrambled egg is because it's strong, robust, and it's got a lovely flavour to it. Sourdough bread.
Okay, so this is getting a little bit ridiculous, but Gordon has this really fancy sourdough bread, and it looks really fancy. I've never seen sourdough bread like that in a supermarket in my life.
It must have been at a farmer's market.
I don't know. Some like peasant made this at their home, and they shipped it in overnight so that they could get it. But this is the bread that we have that we're going to use as a replacement.
We have some premium quality French toast right here.
Yeah,
and as you can see, it's pretty durable.
It's French toast bread. So, and then you just pop that into the microwave, into the toaster. Just stirring it to make sure that it doesn't burn.
We always ask them to make scrambled egg. And if they can make the perfect scrambled egg, you know they know how to cook properly. Start off with 3 eggs. Now, don't season it. Because if you put the salt in now, what actually happens, it breaks down the eggs. And it starts turning them into something sort of very watery. So, eggs in the pan. Nice knob of butter. And it's really important to put the butter in right at the very beginning, because what that does, it starts giving a really nice velvety finish to the scrambled egg. And
as well as a nice lump of butter, he says. He's not very specific, I noticed. That's like a critique of the video, I would say, is that he doesn't give like really specific measurements, and I guess if you're like a professional chef, maybe you don't need them. But he says is give a nice lump of butter. So I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of butter here. So we've got our eggs in there.
Something else that I noticed was that he never really returned to his mushroom and tomatoes.
Yeah, they're just kind of cooking the whole time. And we've noticed that like our mushroom and tomatoes have been on there for quite a while, and we're not sure exactly when they're supposed to be taken off. So at this point we're just kind of trying to film at the same time and try to guess when we should take these off.
Then a simple spatula. Onto the heat, never whisk the egg, whisk it in the pan. Because when you start sort of whisking beforehand, you're breaking it all down. You've got to break it down in the pan. But the secret behind the scrambled egg is to start it on a nice sort of generous heat, take it off the heat, go back to the heat, take it off the heat, and treat it like...
Okay, so we're just gonna start whisking the eggs and the butter together into the pan. And he said to put it on generous heat, and I mean, we don't really use that kind of measurement here, so we put it on medium. So hopefully this turns out okay.
Yeah, I found it was kind of funny that he uses like really non-specific terms like generous heat and... Shame on you, Gordon. Shame.
Butter's kind of melting. So you're supposed to do intermittent stirring here on and off the heat so that it doesn't overcook.
And he does it like 4 times, and he doesn't have like a thermometer or anything, so we're not sure exactly how he tells when you're supposed to take it off the heat. So he says that it gets kind of creamy and fluffy. That's the words that he uses to describe.
So I'm seeing some cooked egg in here, but it's not really getting creamy. I'm wondering if I'm cooking a little too fast.
Maybe too hot. So we're making the eggs, and Gordon says that at this point you take it off the heat and you kind of let it continue to cook because the heat is still in the pan. And you have to add the ingredient that's called, what was it?
Creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche it's called, but we just used sour cream. So we're adding it in, you just add it directly in and stir it into
That's good.
Okay, yeah, just 1 spoonful really. We have a little bit in there.
Okay, and at this point as well, we're going to season it after it's cooked.
Add salt. Just adding a little salt. Pepper. Need a little bit of pepper. I just love how Gordon Ramsay's salt is like these big chunky pieces of salt, and ours is just like normal table salt, so it's not fancy at all.
So here we're going to cut the chives like he does. We had some chives in our herb garden outside as well that we could use.
Now, luckily we had an herb garden. We realized that a lot of people may not have an herb garden for fresh chives. If we didn't have fresh chives, we weren't sure. We would have just used our dried ones that we have in our cupboards.
Add it to our eggs.
So we've come to the part of the show where we get to to start our presentation and make it look nice. So we have our toast on the plate here, and it's actually getting a little cold right now because we're trying to figure things out. But here we have our wonderful mushrooms and our tomatoes. And what he does is he just puts them on the plate next to the toast. And they've shrunken a lot, so it doesn't look like it's a whole lot of mushroom that we have here. It's just a taste. You just get a taste of mushroom. And we have our tomato on the vine. So fancy. Okay, so beautiful. Okay.
And now we're going to put on our egg mixture onto our toast too.
Yeah. Alright. And there you have our scrambled eggs on our toast. Okay.
So beautiful.
It's so some lovely presentation. We'll put some more like that. Oh no. Just stand up straight. Look at that. I think Gordon Ramsay would hire us. I'm pretty sure that we could like convince him with this video. Look how beautiful that is. I can, like, the vine just makes it look so authentic. Like it's in a fancy restaurant. So
He might get after us for our messy plate. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, we wanted to create a scale in order to determine how hard or easy it was to recreate these videos.
yeah, so we came up with a scale, and it's actually, we call it our dragon biscuit scale. So the thing is it has 5 dragon biscuits. That means that it was very easy to make. Anyone can do it. If we give it a rating of 1 dragon biscuit, that means that only professionals are probably able to do this. It's actually very difficult, even though the video may make it seem like it's pretty easy to do.
So I decided to give this Gordon Ramsay scrambled egg video 4 dragon biscuits. And my reasoning behind that was because while Gordon Ramsay, he's like this great chef, not everybody is going to be able to reproduce Gordon Ramsay's directions flawlessly. Or he just like throws in a glob of butter, or he puts it on generous heat, or he puts in unspecified amount of spices. And a professional chef might know how to do those things, but a novice won't be able to. It'd be very difficult. But at least like his instructions themselves were okay and easy to follow, and a scrambled egg is pretty easy to make. Also, accessibility of ingredients. I feel like everyone should be able to find the ingredients and be able to recreate this dish. It's not that difficult.
I think that what you say is really valid, but I'm going to take a different approach. I think that the main bit of the video was Gordon was saying that you just spontaneously wake up one morning and decide to make this dish for your wife or, for your family. But the thing is that in our home, we didn't have a lot of the ingredients. So it seems like you'd have to plan out what you're going to have to do in advance in order to get the fresh ingredients, the chives. A lot of people aren't like us. We actually were fortunate enough to have a fresh herb garden. And so we were able to get those fresh chives, but a lot of people might not have that. I mean, they could have just used, the dry chives, but, I don't know if you'd want to do that. So, I would give this dish 3 stars out of 5 just because of the way he presented it.
3 dragon biscuits?
Yeah, 3 dragon biscuits. not stars.
So now we want to talk a little bit about the flavor profile of the scrambled eggs that Gordon Ramsay made. So like regular scrambled eggs, they can be kind of dry and rubbery, but
Like
Gordon
little chunks, like little doggy pellets.
And I mean, they can kind of be nasty, I guess, but Gordon Ramsay's was actually really good. We put like the sour cream in, and I mean quite a bit of butter, so it was like quite a bit of fat content in it, and so
Butter makes everything taste better.
It was pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really creamy. It kind of reminded me of biscuits with gravy, you know. It kind of reminded me of that. Our family actually likes to make a dish that has leftover hard-boiled eggs cut up into a white sauce, and we pour that over toast, and it kind of reminded me of that a lot. So yeah, it's something that I think the trick of it was really not to overcook the eggs and to get that creamy consistency, and of course all the fat that we added to it. So
Yeah, fat goes a long ways.
yes. Thanks everyone. This is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This is Dragon Biscuits, signing off.